I get to quote authors, I like to, I like to start.
You do this a lot.
Shakespeare once said, "What's in a name?"
Oh, he did.
Our next guests, who are also authors, ask, "What's in a name plate?"
Aha.
It's that one piece of jewelry that symbolized our culture and where we came from the early days of hip-hop in the 70s and 80s to popular TV shows in the 90s and 2000s. The nameplate has adorned necks, fingers, ears, and everything in between.
Everything in between. The piece is so iconic, two women decided to take a deep dive into the origins of the nameplate in a new book titled Documenting the Nameplate. Marcel, Rosa, Salas, and Isabel Flowers, good morning and welcome to New York Living.
Thanks for having us.
We would be remiss if we did not talk about the nameplate. Just to set the record straight, do you have a nameplate?
I do not have a nameplate, but I'm in the market for one.
Nor did I. Marcel, when did you first get your nameplate?
Oh, I coveted my nameplate until I was 10 years old. I actually ended up writing my mom a letter that is in the book. It's the last page of the book. Pleading to her as to why I deserved one, because I was a good student, I was a nerd, and it worked.
And it worked.
Listen.
Mommy was like, okay, fine, you get the nameplate.
That's a smart kid right there.
That's right. Isabel, what about you?
And I guess knowing well that I was not going to be getting a nameplate around probably the same age, I actually got mine from the center kiosk of a mall called Park City Center.
Oh, yes.
And it was a costume nameplate, although we don't like to say this, and it turned my neck green. So
no.
Oh, no.
Gotta love that kiosk.
It happens.
Man.
I'd also be remiss if I said I didn't own jewelry that turned body parts green as well, but
many,
here we are.
Many. So why write this book? One, and two, what was the research process like? I can't even imagine.
Well, this book actually started as a podcast that Marcel and I made in 2015 about the history of nameplate jewelry. And we discovered very quickly in the research process for that not only was there not really any kind of documented history that we could draw from, but also, this story doesn't belong to any one person to tell. So it was really important to our methodology that we make it a collectively authored volume. So that was why we opened up our research process to be essentially an open call in which we hosted parties and events in New York and also a few other cities in the US, and also allowed anyone around the world to submit to us their stories and pictures through our Instagram and website or through email. And it's actually like all of those people who contributed stories are the authors with us. It's really I think a scrapbook is something that we've used to describe the vibe.
It's so fantastic. And when you grow up in New York City, you think you are the center of the world. Here I am thinking, only kids in the Bronx wear nameplates.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, it's global. The format is really interesting because you have pictures of people wearing their nameplates and with their backstories. And there's one in particular that was really moving. It was a woman she said that she got her nameplate as a gift from her first love. And then she says the nameplate fell apart as her relationship was falling apart too. I read that so many times and I was like, wow, it really resonated with me. And I wonder, how does her narrative of her attachment to her nameplate fit into the story that you two were telling? There she was on the right. It was the woman on the right who said, got this nameplate, as things fell apart, so did the nameplate.
She's a prophet.
Yeah, I think that one of the most significant and really beautiful things that we've come to learn through this open call process is, nameplates are not just, these trivial objects that we just wear and, move on with our lives. They are tokens of remembrance that people really fill with a lot of significance and meaning to represent important moments in their lives, whether that's birthdays, graduations, weddings, the passing of people, or to signify really important social and familial bonds as well. So it's much deeper than just, a piece of jewelry. And it's a testament to the creativity of the human spirit and how we can take things, whether that be, gold or fashion, and turn it into something that has a lot more significance.
I love that so much. The creativity of the human spirit.
That's right.
Now, I can imagine that the nameplate wasn't always just the name of the wearer. So in your findings, what are some other things that people turned into a nameplate?
I remember seeing a chula when I was growing up. Shout out to the girl at IS 181 in Co-op City. She did. It said chula. It wasn't just your name. Sometimes it was a title. Did you come across anything?
Us actually, I'm sorry, both of us are writers and researchers and been drawn to nameplates. Well, I'm a twin, so
Oh.
it was a very like practical but like stylish form of adornment for me to like create an identity for myself because
Yes.
no one could ever call me the right name. But also, I have a lot of nameplates that aren't names but are words that I really like or sentiments that I like to remind myself of. Like, I have one that says a necklace that says being. I have another one that says trying. Some things that are like affirming words and phrases that we see people get creative because it's personalized, it's customized. You can really do whatever you want with the style.
And it can be deep and it can be shallow because I've also seen, now you saying that has reminded me, I saw a girl once wearing one that just said tacos.
Tacos.
So, wear what you love, I guess, huh?
Isabel, what do you hope people take away from this book?
I think that I hope that people take away essentially what Marcel and I took away from doing this project, which is that there's so many entry points to this style and so many different meanings and traditions and histories that inform, you know, not only their popularity, but their significance to people. And I think like what makes objects loved and sacred to us is extremely subjective, but also just a kind of like dynamic story that keeps on going, like it never ends. So I think I'm hoping that that richness is comes across, but also that this project lives on and we continue to talk about what nameplates mean in different ways.
I already smell a volume 2. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us. It's a real pleasure.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for having us.